How's everybody doing?
Good.
Let's go ahead and give the graduates a round of applause. Thanks everybody for coming. I want to let everybody know yesterday, September 7th, was actually National Grandparents' Day. True. President Jimmy Carter signed into law in 1978. So if you have grandparents, go ahead and give them a call. If you are a grandparent, go ahead and give somebody a hug. My grandparents actually lived in Catasauqua, Pennsylvania. It's a beautiful small town in the eastern part of the state. When I was first brought to meet them as a young child, the first day I was there, my grandmother brought me to this great park. And by the end of the day, there wasn't an inch of that park that hadn't been explored. Now the second day I was there, I wanted to do the same thing. But my grandmother was a little bit tired. So instead, she regaled me with stories of what she did as a child, and she grew up on a farm, so there was sheepdogs and fireflies and hay bales and chickens and rivers and rope swings, etc. But I was 4 years old. I just wanted to play. So I turned to her and I said, "That all sounds great, but I sure wish I'd have met you sooner." So you got it right. Gosh, you're 2 for 2, buddy. I appreciate it. At any rate, all right. I did. As I grew up, I got to spend summers with my grandparents. I didn't spend a lot of time with my grandfather, but I think it was because he didn't like kids too much. I remember one time we sat down to play chess, and about a couple minutes into the game, he said, "Why don't we make this a little bit more interesting?" And he got up to go watch TV. But that's I still got to spend some time with my grandmother, which was great. She taught me a lot. She taught me to question things, like, why isn't phonetic spelled the way that it sounds? It's a little grenade. You guys will figure it out. There we go. She also gave me life lessons. She explained that how her father's gambling problem actually brought the family closer together. It's because they had to move to a smaller apartment, but still nonetheless, they were close together. Well, my grandparents were a bit stubborn as well, and perhaps that's where I get it from. At any rate, we would go for drives through the Pennsylvania hills and stop for lunch and then come back. And one time we were coming back from lunch, and my grandmother realized that she had forgot her sunglasses. So my grandfather didn't want to turn around, but after a little bit of prodding that I imagine only comes from 40 years of marriage, he turns around and we're heading back. Now, they're fighting the whole way back. We get back to the restaurant, pull into a parking spot. They both get out of the car. My grandmother thinks that he's trying to be, cordial or apologetic or whatever, just waves him off. She says, "I'll get him, you leave it." And he follows her sheepishly and says, "Well, I guess while we're here, I might as well get my hat as well." So he forgot it too. Now, you guys didn't hear it, but we retold that story and laughed about it for years to come. My grandfather would always end it the same way by saying, "Yep, a man doesn't truly know happiness until he's married. But by then, it's way too late." This is sage advice, and it stuck with me and helped me with clarity in seeing moments you realize that the person you're with is not necessarily right for you. I remember I was dating a girl in college, and we were watching the news, and the first news story was that 5 Brazilian men died in an industrial accident. And she turned to me and said, "Wow, how many is a Brazilian?" Now, on the other hand, there are also instances that let you know you got it absolutely right. Y'all know I've been married for a few years, and one night a while back, my wife was reading in the bedroom, and I was in the living room flipping through channels, and realized the cable company had accidentally given us Cinemax, or as it's more commonly known, Skinamax. Now, I'm not a sicko, but a couple minutes won't hurt anybody, so I figured let's check it out. Don't worry, I had the golf channel set up on the other channel, so that all I had to do was hit the last button, it would jump right over. My wife came out, she'd be none the wiser. And this obviously did occur. She strolled out of the room, hit the button last to get it back to the golf channel. She's none the wiser walking into the kitchen to get herself a drink of water. I know, victory, right? Nobody gets hurt. So, she comes back in, I breathe a sigh of relief as she's walking past me to go into the bedroom. Just before she's rounding the corner, she says, "Go ahead and change it back." You already know how to play golf. are fantastic. What we do is we pulled out a couple of, there are too many to count, but we pulled out a couple of high ratings and comments to let you guys know how they've been doing. You can see how well they are up there. Warren, do you remember Barbara?
Sure.
Very memorable people. I understand what they're saying. Well, Barbara said about you, he was very nice to talk to you. He's a keeper. So good job with that. Maria, do you recall Victoria Carter?
Yes.
That's awesome. She was very happy with you. Maria was very helpful. She understood my needs and directed me in the right direction. Thanks, Maria. So excellent work on that. We're going to take an opportunity to get to know them a little bit better. Hopefully, embarrass them a little bit as well with the slideshow that we made here. Let's check it out.